How you doing, everyone? I'm Manny. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be going over pretty much my pay for the last 4 weeks of March, doing the Amazon relay contracts, the 13-hour blocks. So I'm doing the contracts with Amazon, and I'm doing the 13-hour blocks. Reason being is I like being home, as well as everyone knows the rates are really not good right now. And if the rates aren't going to be great, I would rather be home more than ever. But yeah, so I've been working the Amazon contracts for a little over a month now consistently. My rating has gone up dramatically. My rating is now 100%, is an A. Started back in January, and it slowly got up to where it's at now, and I'm pretty happy. The ratings change every Sunday, so if you're working on your rating, don't expect for it to be changing daily. It takes, every Sunday for a new update. Um, if you're one of the haters in my comments, that's always got something negative to say, uh, I guess Manchester up, because a lot of you keyboard warriors wouldn't really say anything to me in person, at least, because I'm a direct contact, direct action kind of person, and I like everything direct in person. So if you're a keyboard warrior, just stop, because you're making yourself look like a clown more than ever. Because I get a lot of comments in there like, if you're not even an owner operator, don't even put a negative comment. Cause I almost got a comment from somebody who was a company driver saying that, oh, I almost get paid the same as you. And I'm like, dude, one, you still have to report to someone. Let's just keep it at that. You're not even your own boss. Stay in your own lane. If you're a lease owner operator, we're not even in the same boat. So this is owner operator, direct owner operator, or if you want to get into the owner operator field and run the Amazon contract, this is what you're going to experience. So if you have anything negative to say, you don't have to watch my channel. But if you're watching my channel, you must enjoy what I got to put out. That being said, let's go over the pay for the last month of March here. And I have to show you, or you're not going to believe me. So I'd rather show you, and let's talk about it, okay? So, let's see. This week here was... All right, so we're consistent 4 weeks here. We got 4,200, 2,700, 3,700, 2,900. Okay, if you look at here, this is the most largest lump sum here I got here. Amazon withheld $700 on this week here because they put one of my blocks under investigation, and it could take up to 14 days. So they finally paid it out the following week. That's why my last check here was the most that it's ever been. So you see the numbers. Now let's do the math and let's talk about it. Okay. So the total gross that we have here is $13,662. That's total gross for the month of March. That's 4 weeks. Let's talk about fuel. On week one, we got $851 in fuel, 1,456 total miles. Week two, we got $828.96 in fuel, a total of 1,599 miles traveled that week. And week three, we got $864.92 for fuel, total of 1,542 miles. And week four, we got $771 in fuel and 1,666 total miles traveled. The total spent in fuel, $3,316 and $5 in fuel. Tolls that I spent, because I printed everything out for the month of March, $426.09. Total miles traveled for the month of March, 6,264 miles. Yeah, 6,060. Yep, 64. Yeah, so over 6,000 miles traveled for the month of March. I grossed over 13,000. I'm missing, I guess, 13,662. I'm missing $700 only because I rejected a load earlier in the month. I put a video out how I had to reject a block due to HOS violation, and if I would have completed that block, it would have been an additional $700. So I could have grossed $14,000 this month, but I was just shy of it. And I have to be honest with you, all right? My grass was growing. My grass was growing. I was looking like a jungle out there, and I was looking at my grass the other day, and I said, that's a good thing, right? Because I'm so busy, I don't even have time to cut my own grass. But I mean, I cut it yesterday because it was my day off. But that's how busy I've been, is my grass was overgrown. So I talk to a lot of drivers. I run into a lot of people. I'm always talking to new drivers because I'm still new, right? I haven't had my CDL I haven't even hit a year. I had my authority since September, and I'm getting my first audit. I got my first contact for my audit, and it's scheduled for June. But I'm still new. I'm considered rookie and everything. But I've experienced enough to know what's going to work for me and not, and to share what I'm going through with other drivers. A lot of drivers I'm running to are not even making what I'm making a week now. I'm averaging 2,500 net a week, but that was because of the contract. The contract that I booked was $532 a day for 5 weeks, and then they add the fuel surcharge, so it gives me around 700 to 750 a day for 5 days. They give you 5 days. You book a week block, and they're gonna give you 5 working days. Now the hours, it can vary. The hours that they gave me were great. It was between 5 p.m. and 6 a.m. I'm only gonna deal with traffic a little bit and run through the night in the San Antonio area. That being said, I run into a lot of drivers. They don't talk highly of Amazon, and I get it, because they see the load board. So they see the load board. I see the load board. The load board for Amazon Relay is not great, but I had to do those loads in order to get the rating. I have the videos out when I was explaining where I'm doing the loads that nobody wants. Excuse me, doing the loads that nobody wants to do, because the goal was to have the rating to do the contracts, because we're at a time right now where there's no consistency. You have drivers on YouTube that are sitting there 3-4 days, 2-3 days, sitting there before they can even get a load or a decent load. My question to you is, what are you doing once you find a load to make up for the days that you were sitting there? You can't make up for the days that you're sitting there. That's just lost money and lost time. Me, I'm not wasting any time. I'm gonna do the 5 days that they schedule. I'm home every day, regardless. The 13 hours gives me round trip back home every day. So if we're at a time right now where the rates aren't even great, I would rather be working and be able to be home than over the road. Now, I believe somebody a few weeks ago in Florida area asked me how the Amazon market is working in Florida. The closest thing I got is Tampa. So in Tampa, they have the contracts, the 37-hour contracts. And that's the 37-hour contracts are essentially 2 13-hour shifts on 2 different days. You're going to do a 10-hour reset at a different location. But you can see here, you're at $1,000 for that. For that 37-hour block, they're going to add the fuel surcharge on top of that. But pay attention to this, right? It's a 5-week contract, right? So it's a 5-week contract for them, $1,000 every 37-hour block, right? So essentially, you would get 2 to 3 per week, 3 blocks. So that's $3,000 a week for 5 weeks, and this is your total pay. And then they're going to add the fuel surcharge. So if you're in the Florida area and you're not even, if you've been trucking a little while and you're not even making that for 5 weeks, then, I mean, I'm not, an idiot with math, but I would suggest just going power only and try to pick up a contract that'll keep you consistent and consistently moving and making money, right? Because everybody has to pay bills. All right, they have, what else they got? They got a 2-week contract. And they have the dates, it goes up in dates, and the farther the contract is away, the lower the money. So you have here is a 1 week coming up in Tampa, $4.94 a day. It's a 1 week contract for 5 blocks. Yeah, I mean that's not bad. I mean $2,400. They're gonna add the fuel surcharge. After that, it should be roughly close to $3,000 in gross for the week. So I'm gonna take you guys to, let's see, Spartanburg, South Carolina, because I seen that it was hot out there. If you are running Amazon and power only, or even if you're in the area, if you're in the area and you want to drop your trailer somewhere and just pick up a contract out there, if you have the rating. Spartanburg, let's see, they got two tractor contracts, right? So they have contracts where you can put 2 trucks on the same contract. So let me just do one truck here. They have a 5 week contract, 37-hour block, 3 weeks, 1,200. For one truck, 13-hour block, they got it at 686. And this is awesome for me because I do this. The lowest I've taken is 432, and that's feasible for me in the Texas market because I'm not making payments on a truck. I'm just paying for insurance pretty much. But this is at 686. That's at 3,400 for the week net. I mean, what truckers do you know out there right now over the road? Let me know if you're making $3,400 a week after fuel. This is 5 days. And that, yeah, I mean, these are great numbers right here. This is almost close to 700. If I can get these numbers in Texas, you got a 2 week contract, 698, and that's at close to $7,000 net. And they're gonna add the fuel surcharge at the end. Remember, the fuel surcharge is roughly 200 to 250 on top of this, right? So that's gonna bring you close to almost $900 grow, for that day. And those are the numbers, man. I'm not lying to you. These I have to show you and then talk to you, talk about it so that way you understand what these numbers are, because I'm not seeing those numbers on, the Schneider app, and I've seen JB Hunt. Like I'm on those apps. I decided to just delete the apps because it's a waste of my time, and I found consistency with Amazon, and I have to share that information with you guys, right? If you want to run the Amazon contract, you need to focus on your rating. Make sure your bills or whatever are paid ahead of time. Work on the rating because that's going to get you where you need to be. Because, right, we don't know where this market's going to go in a couple months. But I'll tell you right now, I have contracts all the way up until May 20th. And I see contracts that's going to keep me busy till June. We don't know how the situation is going to be in June. But I tell you what, I'm going to be working 5 days a week. So if you want to be working, Amazon is going to put you on that, right? What I'm averaging a day, let's talk about miles. I mean, I gave you the rough estimate of the miles, total miles for the week. But I can give you a rough estimate of miles that I have been doing a day. And then I will also share with you some other stuff here. Let's see, history. So you can see for yourself, right? Let's talk about miles here. I gave you the total miles, but just to break it down even more, right? We got 267, 368, 376, 306. So we're in the 300s, 350, 400 miles per day, round trip back to your home location, okay? Let's talk about the weight. The weight that I've been pulling with them, we got 7,000. These are my BOLs here that I got printed out. We got 7,000 in the trailer. Remember, the trailer is 10,000 pounds. We got 7,000 pounds in the trailer. We got 2,000 pounds, 10,000 pounds, 7,000 pounds, 17,000 pounds. This is the heaviest I think I pulled because it was empty carts. You got 6,000 pounds. 7,000. You're not pulling 40,000 pounds. You know what I'm trying to say? So it just makes sense, right? Because I've seen the loads. I've done loads on Uber Freight and all that where they want you to pull max weight and you're not being compensated for it. I'm not doing that anymore. So I have to share with you guys. Maybe you can make changes and and be on the same page as me. If you have a trailer and you're not even making that, I would suggest dropping the trailer and going power only. Because we don't know what the situation is going to be in a few months from now. But let's talk about my truck insurance. My truck insurance is what I pay for truck insurance. It's going to be changing in the next couple months because I did get an email from my truck insurance that they're not going to renew it past August. And I think it's because it's going to be my first year in August. So I have to begin to look for another insurance. And I don't plan on, having Progressive or anything like that because they wanted like an $8,000 down payment type of thing. But I'm going to put this video out to you guys as soon as possible, showing you and talking about it. It's the best way you can possibly learn and to understand the contracts, right? The contracts and the load board is two separate entities, and the contracts is going to guarantee you that your truck is moving. If you're the guy that likes to be over the road and like going to different locations, then the 37-hour contract would be best suited for you. If you're the guy that wants to be home, then the 13-hour contracts. Find the contracts within your domicile, within your home location, and you'll get a round trip back home. And then my truck is parked 6 miles away from the location that I have to pick up my first trailer. So my deadhead is 6 miles, right? When I'm dropping off the trailer to go park my trailer back, to go park my truck back home, 6 miles from the facility. Now there's another facility on the other side of town that occasionally I have to drive the 25 miles to start my route, but that's 25 miles, right? I'm not deadheading the 100 miles to go find another load. I'm not deadheading 200 miles, 250 miles, and I'm not deadheading 300 miles home because I couldn't find any loads. Amazon's gonna give you the loads, and it will all work out at the end. But yeah, this is the what I wanted to put out for you guys. I've been waiting patiently to put out for you guys so I can show you the numbers, the actual numbers. And with these numbers right here, easily, as long as I'm not having any issues with my truck and I'm running, I'm gonna break over 6 figures this year. I'm gonna be excited because coming out the military, straight out the military, I didn't think I could find something that's gonna get me 6 figures coming out the military. And to add to this, since I'm almost coming up on my first year really soon, my wife is now really taking this whole business thing serious, and she wants something to do. And I mean, she's gonna handle the accounts and stuff soon. But we talked about getting a Sprinter van for her to run the San Antonio area on her own schedule whenever she wants. That's just talk between me and her.